All right, welcome everyone to episode 123 Hash Church episodes. Let's hope that my connection is solid today and that when I send out my invitations to everyone, they're all going to get them just perfect. So we'll send out these invitations here, and we'll send out these invitations here. And yes, that should be, see how long it takes for my friends to make it into the room. Today, for those of you wondering, good old Whistler, British Columbia. My son has ski school today on Sundays, so it's my responsibility to drive up here, get him here, and welcome Etienne and Sam.
Hello, Sam. Hi, Skunk Man. How are you doing today?
And okay?
Yeah, I'm turning my microphone on so I can actually say something.
Wow.
Excellent. And can you guys hear me?
Perfect.
Yes, we can hear you. Say something really important.
Something really important.
Wow, that sounds important.
Yeah, that did sound important.
Welcome, Todd.
What's up, man? Where are you?
Well, I'm in Whistler at my good friend Devin's house, who I've run Hash Church, I don't know, 30 times from here or 20 times from here in the past.
we switched locations, didn't we?
Yeah, it happens quick. Hey, you got a nice haircut?
I did. All of them, actually.
Every single one?
Now I can't hear you again.
Just one.
Just one.
You got a nice haircut? Welcome, Indra. Every single one?
Morning, everyone.
Now I can't hear you.
Let me just see if I can try something here. Mute. And mute. Now, does that not sound better to everyone?
Sounds fine.
Sounds fantastic.
Okay, yeah, just because I muted Indra and Sam, those two have to keep their mics muted. I think I'm getting a lot of my feedback from them. So I've got my headphones on. I've got a better internet connection, but let's keep our mics muted when we're not talking.
Then off.
Have to keep their mics muted. I think I'm getting a lot of my feedback from them. So I've got my So Indra, you have to turn off the YouTube chat. Just mute it or turn it off, and that way, there you go. How's that?
Any more echo?
No, I was a little sketchy coming in, but I think I can hear you good.
Okay, sorry about that. It was on my other screen. I've got two 42-inch screens, and I'm doing some rendering, and that window got hidden behind my rendering program. I didn't realize it was on. Apologies.
Rendering will definitely slow shit up. How's everyone doing today?
Fantastic.
It's like everyone's frozen.
No, doing fine.
Oh, good.
Am I frozen?
I was keeping my
No.
mic off, like you said.
Johnny, you look about
Okay,
98.6 degrees.
Well, I feel 99.9% amazing, actually.
Well played, sir. So how are things up at Whistler there, Marcus?
Oh, dude, Whistler's like a beautiful playground. I just want to go run up the mountain and have an amazing day. But first, we will do a 3 to 4 hour hash church and discuss all things cannabis. We're going to try desperately today to not get sucked down the rabbit hole that is Donald Trump. I wish Mark Scaldone was here so he could hear this, but I'll let him know when he comes into the room. Nobody wants to hear our political opinions. They love to hear our tips and tricks when it comes to making hash, running cannabis-based businesses, traveling, meeting cannabis people, growing. All of these things are awesome, but I really want to avoid getting sucked into politics every week. So I hope today we can just avoid that which is orange.
Well, out of curiosity, though, you know, it would be great, though, if politics wasn't involved in our whole cannabis world, which is why we talk about politics. And I read the comments, and I understand that people have difficult political leanings, et cetera, and so do we. But at the same time, politics is intertwined with what we do. Politics is the reality we face every day. It's if you don't get involved and get active, it's just one of those reasons. But I understand people don't want to hear us bashing on the current president, and I will respect that accordingly. But I'll bash on all presidents equally.
As you well know,
Yeah, well,
politics are much more potent than psychedelics.
right? And people would rather hear about psychedelics. I mean, even when I just said that, the chat room lit up. Most people are like, yeah.
Hey,
You know,
I never told you this before, Marcus, but I learned my secret technique of making hash from Trump.
Oh, shit.
I heard he had the original 99%. Is that true?
No, he's never smoked, but I just thought I'd bring him up because nobody else wanted to talk about him. And I think he's a bum, but whatever.
Well, that would be Mr. Bum.
I was hoping on having Shona Banda come into chat today. We'll hope for that. I haven't been able to touch base with her this morning, but she was going to come in and share her story, which is a disturbing story, to say the least, you know? Another cannabis warrior getting attacked by prohibition.
Well, you know what? You know what I learned a year ago today? I learned how terpenes help me with my pain control. This was the day that you walked into the hospital, Mark, and put that purple punch underneath my nose. And that changed everything for me, really, really made me realize how much the terpenes helped me with my pain control and taking a look at that. So it was a pretty amazing day for me because this is the day I had my surgery a year ago today. And it was the day that I truly remember when you put those terpenes underneath my nose. It was like, wow, that changed everything for me. Good day, good memories.
I can't believe it's been a year, John.
I know it's been a year, amazing year. And it's just amazing of how much I've realized, and over the last 11 years, of how much cannabis played such a key part in my recovery and everything that I've done for the last little bit. It's been a really empowering last 24 hours for me. And thinking about it, it's really this plant did everything for me. It's pretty amazing how I was able to get through my pain and be able to get through what I went through by using cannabis and amino acids. It was truly a lifesaver for me.
Johnny, you're a living inspiration to many, one, just for your activism as you've done over the years, needless to say, but to watch you go from, watch your complete body and face change from before that surgery to where you are today. It's been wonderful to watch, and to watch your smile and to see your face completely change and relax has been a wonderful thing to watch, and I know it's been inspirational for many to see, so thank you.
Thank you guys. You know what? Just awesome. Thank cannabis. Thank the community. The community, I said, the community is really played a key role in helping me through my recovery over the last little bit, from the society, from Green Cross, from the British Columbia Compassion Fund Society, to cannabis culture, to all the friends, to all the activists, from like Franco, from Strain Hunters, the roles he played in beginning parts of educating and teaching me things. Just everybody on this panel, everybody here has been such an inspiration to all the people in chat, to all my viewers on my YouTube channel. I'm here because of you guys and because of cannabis.
It's awesome, Johnny B. I'm always inspired by your story as well. Just trying to get Indra to mute his mic. For some reason, I'm not able to mute his mic, and that's the one that's causing feedback and a little bit of background noise there. So, Indra, if you can hear us, please keep your mic on.
It's been on mute for the past 3 or 4 minutes, so somebody else banging around. You'll have to take.
Oh, there we go. Now it's on mute. Now I see the actual mute button on your thing, and I can't no longer hear you talk. So I think it might have been on mute. Then I tried to hit it and unmuted it. So my bad. I'm a little groggy this morning, guys. I would like to bring something up, Indra, if you don't mind, what we discussed about a little earlier. Do you mind if we bring that up?
I've forgotten what we discussed about earlier. That was hours ago.
Yes.
What was it? Can you not hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you. I don't think Mark is muted now.
I think Mark may have frozen.
Well, this is interesting, guys. We had Dr. Ethan Russo come to Simon Fraser University on Thursday to have a discussion about the endocannabinoid system. And one of the points that was brought up is about CBD turning into THC in the gut. And it was a pretty good conversation about some professors there and stuff. And he pretty much laughed about it and says that does not happen. It was a good discussion. Dr. Natasha was there too, and some other people. And it was brought up in conversation is, does CBD convert to THC in the gut? And he says pretty much no. There's just the heat is not there. And they don't have any evidence that that happens. So it was a good conversation from Dr.
That doesn't surprise me at all. We've always heard rumors that, until it's been confirmed by science, but there's always been kind of a smoking circle rumor control that, that was possibly the case. That CBD turned to THC or some sort of other chemical. So it doesn't surprise me that that's the case. And I'm glad Dr. Russo's out there debunking that information, because
that's science, right? So
that's why we need science.
Coming from his mouth now, that was a good conversation brought up through his talk, and they're doing a whole cannabis education at Simon Fraser University for the next 10 weeks. They're having Dr. Mark Ware. They have a lot of speakers coming in, and I can't wait to go to all of them. It was a really good education on the endocannabinoid system and talking about how THC binds and stuff like that. So it was a good conversation brought up, and I know it was filmed. Maybe I can post that link in when I find it. He does discuss about CBD not changing into THC. So it was good. Cool.
To be fair, John, the article said that they used gastric acids to cause the change. They didn't actually say that it happened in the gut of a human being. They said that under experimental theoretical conditions in gastric acid provided with enzymes that it would do that. But that's not to say that it would happen in the gut of a human being at all.
No, again, that's what my shirt says. What assessed without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the actual science to back that up. I agree with you. I saw the study and saw that it wasn't actually in a human, that was just done with gastric acids. And
again, based out of Japan too, right?
Well, it doesn't go through the breakdown and the uptake. I mean, it's an experiment, but I still think data is still missing to conclude that. I do believe that Dr. Russo is right correctly now, but we still have years and decades of actual studies to do with this plant in humans that have been ignored.
Again, I'll say it again. I said it last week. The question is not why will it convert to THC, and it doesn't just convert to THC. It converts to CBN and it converts to 2 other compounds. So the question is not why will it. That's what the gastric acid experiments show. And there was one that was published last year, but there was an original one that was done in 2007 that was published too. So again, thermodynamics shows that if you take CBD and you put it in an acidic environment, it does chemistry. You can't keep it from happening. Now let's talk about the Russo, result, or the comment that he's making that they're not observing this clinically. In order for this to really be valid, the CBD actually has to be in like a capsule and like digested in the gut itself, because if it's a tincture or if it's a spray or if it's something administered, it's going to be absorbed into the body and into the circulatory system, advanced going through the digestive of the gut. I think the point of the scientific studies was to answer the question, can it convert? So I think the chemistry says the chemistry says that it can convert. Right. So what Russo is hold on. What Russo is reporting is the clinical results is that they're not finding it. But again, like I mentioned when we talked with Martin a couple weeks ago, that CBD itself doesn't just stay CBD in the blood forever. It gets converted into a plethora of different compounds, as most of the cannabinoids do. So again, remember that study that was done in 2007 doesn't just show that CBD under acidic conditions gets converted to THC. Meshulam showed that over 20 years ago. You can do that in a flask. They were just doing it, like John said, with artificial gastric juice. But hold on, Todd. Todd, I know you're dying to talk.
It doesn't happen in practical application because it happens.
Okay, but wait a second. Saying that it doesn't happen, you have to, again, remember that you're looking for not just CBD, but you're looking for a plethora of different compounds clinically, right? And
Ethan did bring up CBG.
Yeah. So the point is that all these things are metabolized in the body to several different compounds, right? And so like the study that was published in 2007 showed that there were gastric juice experiment back then showed that there were 4 different compounds formed, right? And it was under mild conditions. There wasn't, it wasn't heated or anything like that. And I think the issue that that Russo has at this point in time is that there were surfactants that are used to basically solubilize the CBD because it's insoluble in water. And in order to address this whole